So, are you in a trap if you watch M. Night Shyamalan's Trap? Do you get trapped? You might get a logical trap, a logic trap, and I pretty much did. Finished the film last night. Gotta say, I did enjoy it though. This is not a, it's not a bad film. It's not an awful film. It's not a great film, but it's a fun film. There you go. It's fun. And isn't that half the reason why we watch movies, right? We want to have a diversion and we want to have fun. And for that, Trap does deliver. But here's the big but, right? The logical flaws are there. Now, every movie has maybe plot holes, inconsistencies, logic traps, logic flaws, true. But when you're dealing with a certain kind of movie, and in this case a thriller or psychological thriller, somewhat of a comedy too. I think it's branded as a psychological comedy thriller, or let's just call it a thriller with overtones, comedy overtones. So for that, all that is delivered, and obviously M. Night is a great filmmaker. I mean, The Sixth Sense, go throughout it. Unbreakable. I mean, Signs. There's got to be one that you like. But of course he has been Old. There's another one. I love Old. Oh, and Devil. I think he just wrote and produced that. But what I'm saying is that, he has been accused of more than once of his twists, his, twist endings, his Twilight Zone-esque endings are either a little too obvious, predictable, or disappointing. And I would say for Trap, not that it's really truly predictable, but it certainly is a twist that people might find wanting. There you go. Is it wanting? Is it weak? Perhaps. I know it didn't ultimately work for me, but I still like the film. It's still a fun movie. And, rewatching that rewatch, that we all take from even a movie that we don't love, like, well, let's watch it again. Maybe you see it again on a channel, whatever. That's certainly, something to do, right? When you rewatch, hey, maybe I was in a bad mood. Maybe I was tired. I know I hate watching a movie too late because I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna really concentrate and focus as much. So I'll definitely rewatch Trap to see if, the satisfaction that I would get from a film, that's a 3-4 star film. I would give Trap 2, maybe even 2.5, because it is so well produced. It is so well polished and done. But as I'm saying, to stress, ultimately, some of these logic traps, these flaws, took away my pleasure and my happiness and my enjoyment. I will say that his daughter plays a pretty much a co-star role, or certainly a big supporting role. She is the singer, musician called Lady Raven in it, sort of almost a Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, pop singer. She's great. She's good singer and good actress. So there are rewards. And of course, ultimately, Josh Hartnett is the star, and he does deliver. It's so good to see him. Well, we saw him Oppenheimer. I guess the last big film was Oppenheimer. He was great in that. But I'm saying it's so good to see him as the star, because he was a supporter, co-star supporting player in Oppenheimer. Here, he is the star. He's like in almost every scene, and he's great. He is. A lot of people might say, well, he's such a good-looking dude. He's so handsome. Is he just leading man? I think the guy's a good actor. He is. And I don't know if you guys know, he was picked to be Superman back in the day. I think he rejected it a couple times, and it kind of convinced him, but it fell through. It never happened. And so, yeah, he's good enough to be Superman. You have to be a pretty decent actor. So that's Trap. Enjoy if you must, or hopefully you will. I did. It's fun, but there is, again, logical flaws and traps. Enough to say, you know what? Yeah, you should have done better, or yeah, this is just so unrealistic. So because when it becomes that flaw or trap that takes you out of the movie and says, shit, why the fuck would you do this? Or why would this happen? Then there's a problem. We all know movies have flaws, plot holes, inconsistencies. Nothing's perfect. But when they add up to the level of like, wow, a logic trap in Trap. And I'd say the biggest flaw, or structural flaw in this case, is it's almost like two movies. You've got this concert, time when they're watching Lady Raven, M. Night's daughter, as the singer. That's all great. That's the lead-in. That's the first half of the film. And then it switches gears, and no spoilers, but this to me is one of the most sort of glaring, again, flaws, structural changes. So I think if you kept it all in the concert, that would have been a better film. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you go see it. And hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.